What's up, chat? How we doing? Um, I wasn't planning on streaming this early. We're gonna be hanging with PE hopefully a little bit later, but finally got something cooking that is pretty insane and wanted to share with you some of the quick wins. So this isn't going to be a long stream, by the way. I'm just been burned too many times, chat. I gotta check the old audio. I even noticed in the one from yesterday I was a little bit quiet, so I gotta bump that up a little bit. I even noticed bump that up a little bit. Also, why is it not doing audio input? LOL, what? Also, why is it okay, hold please, chat. I'm just gonna remove this. Yes. Okay, now we are trucking on all of the above. Test, test. There we go. All right, beautiful. Chat, this is really cool. So, you know how we've been working with kind of our, I don't want to say basic, but kind of basic versions of our avatars for like a minute now. And these are fine, right? This is even the custom version. It's not the ones that we had cooking earlier, but went a little crazy with the chat and want to show you what we have now. So let's go to our live stream and introduce you to the new HostFabric avatar or character creation process. So you'll notice that I have, so first off, I've been cooking all day with different options on how to do this. Been playing with like what models work best for which situations, when you can actually use the browser effectively, and like when it's just best to just let it go in the CLI. So I got a lot of thoughts on that, and I'll do the full rundown of all those shortly here. But basically, chat, what this does, and this is, so there's been for the past half hour, this blue box with our character in the middle was like basically this part of the screen right on the very bottom middle part, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is like, you said you fixed this 1,000 times. So the solution that Claude came up with was to put bounding or different colored boxes around all of the elements that you're trying to get centered. The beauty of this is that it was only by doing that I realized that it was actually centered, because I wanted it centered, left and right horizontally, and top and bottom vertically. So not only was like this scroll bar on the left here not working, but this was, down at the bottom, because we didn't have a height kind of ending to this container on the outside. And so then the red thing was like, 2000 pixels long, and therefore this looked like it was near the bottom. So it's a brilliant solution to this. I'm just about to take a screenshot. Claude is going to be so happy. Hold please. So let's screenshot this. Alt V into here and say, you did it. Honestly, amazing work. Remove the colors. now that it's fixed. Also, this fixed the left scroll issue as well. Dude, so good. So good, chat. So good. So anyway, let's walk you through this. So now basically the character has the ability, or the streamer has the ability to choose damn near any combination of characters that they want. I'll tell you a couple flaws and gotchas that we have with this and that I want to fix, but as of now, it's going to be so much better, chat. So you start on the left here, right? And by the way, the kind of onus for this, or like the impetus for this, was kind of like using how Baldur's Gate 3 does kind of like the character creation screens, right? Where you can basically select different things about the character, you know, anything like this, but then also give them a lot of optionality for what the body type looks like, the voice, you know, artwork, body art, eyes, color, all the things, right? So this is kind of the inception I had going into it. And as of yesterday, or this morning rather, early, let's see if I can find a quick stream to show you what it looked like. So this was what it was as of this morning. Okay, so let me pull this up here. So this is what it looked like, right? Basically. Not great, right? And after a ton of trial and error and about 100 generated images on Nano Banana, this is now what we have. And honestly, chat, I'm so excited. So over on the left here, you can start from an origin character or species, if you will. And by doing this, you now have kind of like a default option for these. So if you want to do a dragon, you can do that. If you want to do an ice dragon, you can do that. Storm dragon. I haven't seen all these yet. And there is some artifacts on here that we got to clean up just because I used the transparency, because Nano Banana can only output the JPEGs now, or the version 3 at least can only do JPEGs. So then I had to do like a background remover, so it missed a couple spots, but we'll clean that up. But chat, how cool is this? And then say you want to change the eyes, right? You just click on whichever eyes you want here. You can change the size of them. You can change what pupil type they are. And then you can change the height where they are on the face. You can change the spacing in between them. And then maybe you want to change the nose, right? You want a kind of a beak situation or just a dot. You can do all the things now, chat. And what's cool about this is like you can actually now customize your co-host, right? You can make your co-host into however you want them to be, or look and feel. It's just fun. Like it adds a little bit of fun to it, and I think it's like, how good is that, chat? I might rename this one to Zeb actually, but it's just, I don't know. It sparks joy. And we now have skin color or scale color, which actually this is still broken a little bit, but we'll optimize for that. Skin tone. Skin tone is basically just a SVG layer, since these are still PNG files, but it works on the humanoid versions. But chat, it's so fun. We give them quick palettes, so if they want to swap to these, they can do that in an easy way. And then for markings, you can now add like tattoos basically. To all these. This might not, I haven't tested this one yet actually, but if you want a gear, throw a crown on, maybe an antenna, the face, give him sunglasses, like chat. How dope is that? Come on, come on, let's go, chat, let's go. And I had a brief moment where I'm like, am I living the Silicon Valley show? Like, how do you put a mustache on something? But honestly, like, I think this is what's going to take us to the next level, chat. Because this is like, it's unique, it's actionable, it's something that they can use and build and like honestly create a brand around it, like create an identity around this, right? And then you can save your character, and then we'll have multiple characters that you can save in here, obviously, but it's just a really fun way to do this. And honestly, I'm so excited. Anyway, so back to Origin here. You can do a bunch of different animals, different cats, and then obviously dogs, which are objectively better. You can do like all these different and I get how it's ridiculous sounding, but chat, this is really cool, right? Like, it just gives you so many optionality, and I got to figure out how to do this better. But oh yeah, Phoenix. You can do Phoenixes now, which I think is cool. And obviously, you can change the eyes and everything, right? But it's just it feels like a video game, right? Like, this is your video game creation screen, and you can get your character to look however you want it to, and you can do your humanoid version. These I still have to update a little bit, but then you can change. I still got to work on the skin color updates because it's, again, just basically applying a SVG filter on top of these, so we got to get those working a little better. But hey, Eric, thanks for the repost, brother. Appreciate you. Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a great day, brother. It's been too long, by the way. We got to get into space one of these days. Chat it up. Hope you're doing great, bro. But yeah, you know, it's just, it's fun, chat. And I've had a lot of fun doing this. And honestly, it was getting a little like draggy for a little bit. And this is, we're back in fun mode. So sometimes that's what you need. So yeah, that's what we've been cooking, chat. And honestly, I think it's real close. Gotta fix that, but anyway. Oh, there we go. This dude gets all the skin tones right. And hair color does not apply. Kind of applies. Okay, we'll figure it out. But I don't know, chat. Like, it's just fun again, you know? Like I said, it's kind of cool that this is all out of the box due to Nano Banana, which I now have running in a batch job, so we can do these on the fly. I still have to figure out see this little artifacting around it. That's all just based on the thing that tried to take out the background and make it transparent and turn it into a PNG. If Nano Banana allowed for you to export as a PNG automatically, like, you could just prompt this out, right? And it would be perfect. But as of now, we might take an hour and just clean up all of these. There's like 100 images that we can do. Which ones haven't we done yet? Nova. Okay, so these are all like these spirits, if you will, which is kind of fun. Let's go medium-sized eyes so they're not crazy. Put them together a little bit, move them up, and then, you know, It's a little tricky based on like the size of the face, like since they're all different sizes faces, so I gotta make sure we have all the different aspects in there like that. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool, chat. So anyway, that's what we've been cooking, and now I'm gonna add it to the workflow to show like how we can add all these as separate separate styles. And then, oh, by the way, we also have a randomizer. So if you want to just like go crazy with the randomizer, see what it looks like until you find one that you like or vibe with, you can totally do that. How cool is this, chat? How cool is this? And by the way, all of these are still SVG overlays. So like the mouth will still move naturally now that we have that kind of Pixar animation style with that. The eyes do the same. We're going to animate those on top of this. We're going to make this so it doesn't have like a hard cutoff on the bottom here. And so it just kind of looks like it's, you know, more floaty like this guy. We'll make that a little bit better. But it's real fun. So let's see what it looks like when they talk. Did that work? Maybe not. So anyway, it's pretty fun. And the other cool thing about this is we can do like sets that come out, right? That we can like brand around certain things. Maybe it's like a game that comes out. We can have like game specific avatar or characters in there. We can do, if it's like a brand thing, like if you already have a brand, you can, you know, add your own, and then we can kind of customize it to work with any of the 4 models. And I don't know, chat. It's really fun. It brought some fun back to this, which I was honestly kind of dragging on lately. So I think we're in a good spot, chat. Yeah. Anyway, wanted to share that with you and show you how we overcame some of the technical challenges with that. The other side of this is I finally got our hostinger. Make sure I can show this. I don't know if I can show that part. What home? Okay, well, I don't know what of this I can show because it has all the server data in it. But basically, I also signed up for the VPS, which is on Hostinger. And within that, we're now able to do like state real time. So we can have like long running jobs, which is like our cron jobs, and like we have a speech to text daemon, however you say it, that runs on the server now. And it's just all running in real time. So we don't have to worry about Vercel going down. We don't have to worry about Vercel saying like there's a 60-second timeout window. And it's also good. We can do it as a backup for like our status page, which I don't know if I've ever shown you guys. So we now have our status uptime page here, which shows how all the services are working and how these are processing. And so this I want to put on that other server. So then if this server goes down, our status page doesn't go down with it, which makes sense, right? But within that, it's been a journey to get all of this together. And honestly, chat, the technical stuff behind the scenes on this has been a nightmare to work through, but I think we're finally in a good spot with it. So at least it's close enough, right? Like there's definitely some things we can change on this for sure. And we got to test to make sure that the voices are actually working as expected. But or sorry, the face slash voices are working as expected. And I still can't get this quite right because I think she must have a lot of different colors that it didn't pick out when it did the transparency stuff, switching it from a JPEG to a PNG to add the transparent layers around it. So we'll get that cleaned up as well. But as is chat, it's real fun. It's getting real close, and I'm excited. Like, this is gonna add a pretty cool, I don't know, just like differentiation for what we do. And you can see that it's all kind of a similar vibe on the art style. I try to match that as close as possible. Some are a little different, you know, and obviously, but like close enough to be the same, right? And like you can tell, these are from a similar style art pack, if you will. Maybe you can't, I don't know. But anyway, I'm really excited. And so this is going to be on the homepage. Literally just show people how to do this themselves. This might be the first thing that they see now. And so if you think about our current homepage, right, we have the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse here, you know, in kind of the old school ways that they were showing up here, which again weren't bad by any means. It's just now we give them the good. And so I think the first thing will be is like meet your co-host, and then this is that screen basically here where you can say design your own character, or maybe just give them the randomize. We'll figure it out. Some combination of those two things. And then we can say, you know, set this to which host. And so then you can set it to one of the 4. And then based on that, you can do a test of the voice. See how it's
watching HostFabric live. Let's break down the play-by-play and spotlight your community.
And so that's what we'll be playing instead.
You're watching HostFabric live.
Let's unpack the strategy behind that rotation and why it matters for the next push.
Chat, so good. Okay, we'll get it figured out. But yeah, that's what I'm been cooking. And by the way, this is again not best practice, chat, but I think we're up to 248 different changes for everything. Do not do this, chat. Commit a lot more frequently. My dumbass. If this, honestly, I would probably cry if this all didn't work right now. So speaking of that, I'm gonna call this a V1 of what we have cooking right now and say run a build check, run a build test. And so basically we're gonna do all the build tests just to make sure that it builds properly when we push to Vercel, and then within that we'll be able to do this more effectively. So what I was saying about this earlier, chat, so as long as you use a model that can use image input or like multimodal, which is honestly most of them except Grok right now, which kind of pisses me off because Grok's fast and good. You just put it on auto, and then you do this open browser here, and it will actually literally go to this page, click around, test the things, look at the console log, and report back. So it's baked into Cursor now, chat. And they just pushed a big update today. Well, that's a bug in Cursor. Notice how like this stuff is in front of it, so you can't click on it. That's crazy. Cursor, guys, I know you watch the stream. Please fix that. But notice that we are on 2.1.34. So this came out today, and I have noticed some. It's actually, I don't know what they did since yesterday, but it's a lot more stable today. So really grateful for that. But yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Anyway, So this is running a build test, which passed magically. Information logs, Supabase client initiation logs. Okay, let me just add this and say, make sure to use our logger function for logs. We'll just confirm that that's ready to go. And then we will push, and then it will be live on HostFabric chat. So if you want to test this, by the way, please create a free account. You can log in using Google or Twitch, or just create a email password combo. I did a massive security upgrade last night on all of the encryption, so now we encrypt everything at rest. We salt everything. I did TLS for our new server, so now it's only it's a self-signed one, but we'll use a different one tonight, and I'll show you how to do that. But basically, it's encrypted in transit and at rest, and then also, yeah, only the ports open that we need, like all the little security hygiene things that are just best practices. Wait, what are you doing? Sometimes it gets a little aggressive on adding new stuff. I don't know if we're going to keep this update, actually. Okay, it took it out. Sometimes you got to keep an eye on the chat. Okay, great. You love to see it. So now I'm going to do a massive, massive push here to our GitHub server. So I'm going to click the sparkles, which gives us a message, and we'll just read through most of it. Try to do all of it, but it usually gets most of things right. And sorry for the audio, I just realized it's kind of tense. Okay. Commit. And sync. Sorry, chat. I know it's honestly, computer's a little bit fuzzy. It's doing a lot of behind the scenes. And let's just confirm that this is pushed and synced. All right. We're good, chat. Okay, but I'm still hearing a bunch of static, and I don't know why. And I know that's a painful process for you guys. So I'm going to do a restart. I actually got to do some errands and stuff before I jump back on with PE later tonight. I don't know if you can hear any of this, by the way. It looks super laggy. But if you can, join back later tonight. I just wanted to share this really cool update with you guys. And yeah, we'll be back at it a little bit later. All right. Thanks, chat.